Hi guys, my name is Cal. Have you ever seen teeth like mine? Yes, they're all gold. And this is real gold. Do you want to hear how it happened? Then watch my story, put likes, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. By the way, are you afraid of dentists? If yes, then put a plus sign and know that I am with you. I still remember my first tooth that fell out, or rather, it was pulled out. It happened when I was about 9 years old. I remember how it was loosened because I was born with normal teeth. It was almost hanging, but I was afraid to touch it. Then my sister Deborah said that if I let her pull out a tooth, she would give me $2 for it. I immediately agreed because at that time, I was saving money for a dream skate. Deborah decided to do it the old-fashioned way. She just tied a thread to my tooth and the other end to the door handle, and on the count of 3, she pulled the door. But something went wrong. She yanked the handle so hard that I ran towards the door and bumped my forehead. And as Deborah was opening it, I was thrown back by the impact. Anyway, she pulled a tooth, but it was the wrong one. I suddenly froze, then saw my pulled tooth on the floor with drops of blood. It was tied to a string. Deborah, you pulled the wrong tooth. Oh shit, I thought I tied the wobbly one. How could you? How? Sorry, brother, I won't do it again. Of course you won't, because I won't let you do it again. You took out my front tooth, and how am I supposed to walk around with holes in it? Everybody does sooner or later. It would have fallen out too. You have milk teeth now. You made me look like a freak. My mother came into the room, wondering why we were yelling at each other, and then noticed my tooth and me. She scolded my sister and took me to the dentist, Dr. Stein. This doctor was weird looking. He had a bunch of tattoos, but he was considered a super pediatric dentist. His hand pulled my wobbly tooth, and whilst he was cleaning something in there, the next tooth fell out as well. Another one, which was the third of the day. Oops. Huh? Keep your mouth shut. I'm going to check everything now. Doc started examining my other teeth, and they just sprinkled like snowfall, one by one. I could feel them falling out, and I couldn't believe it was real. The doctor visibly tensed up, called my mother, and they had a long talk about something. Then the doctor came to me and said that apparently, when the healthy tooth was pulled unsuccessfully, my sister had snagged some nerve with a string, and now all my teeth are hanging on by a thread. What are you talking about? You mean I'm gonna lose all my teeth? You're already losing them. I'm sorry. I got up from my chair and went to the mirror. I smiled, and a couple more teeth fell out of my mouth and onto the floor. I was very upset. But the doctor asked me to come back to him the next day, which I did. I lost 3 more teeth overnight and almost swallowed them in my sleep. In the morning, I was shaking with incomprehension, and I didn't want to be like my grandmother with a false jaw. Since my mum couldn't go with me because of work, I went alone. The doctor had already revived me in the office. They took my blood for analysis, saliva, and for some reason my urine. After 30 minutes, the doc gave me the sad news. Apparently you have a rare genetic disease. Your gums just cannot hold your teeth. And it's not that your first tooth didn't come out right, it's just a coincidence. Do you know any of your family members who lost teeth when they were young? My grandmother, but it's not like she lost her teeth when she was young. It's just when I was born she didn't have any teeth and I didn't wonder. Is that too bad? You'll be toothless by the end of next week, but the sad thing is that the new ones won't grow in. You're not the one with the baby teeth. How that happened, I have no idea. It's the first time in my practice. What? I'm going to have to race around with a denture? I've got another offer for you that's much nicer. I'll do anything, just make my teeth. And the doc offered to make me dentures. Since the ceramic ones were very expensive, he decided to make me 32 gold teeth for free. I was not happy at first, but the work and even the material were completely free. The doctor alluded to the fact that he had an interest and would write a dissertation about me. And the gold was real and my body was not allergic to it. At first, I had my doubts, but then I decided to do it after all. I couldn't imagine myself with my grandmother's jaw. I think I was under general anesthesia because I don't remember much. I fell asleep, sort of, and then when I woke up, I was lying in the room and Dr. Stein was sitting next to me. He asked a few questions and then asked me to open my mouth. I made a sound and made my mouth wide. They gave me a mirror and I saw that the reality was that I now had 32 gold teeth. Honestly, I didn't like it, but the doctor assured me that it was free, fast, and of high quality. When I left his office, the doc's phone rang. All I heard was, "He's ready, I'm all done," but at the same time, I didn't pay any attention. On the way home, I was already imagining my mum's reaction, how she would be crying and upset, but overall, it didn't look pretty. But somehow the doctor had fixed all my teeth so they wouldn't fall off. The prospect of being a grandmother or with gold in the teeth was not happy, but of two evils, as they say. Anyway, while I was walking and thinking, some two grown men came up to me, called my name, and then told me that my mum had sent them to pick me. I was like, I'm not 5 years old to do this kind of stuff, and I ran away from them. They followed me through the streets and cars. One of them had almost caught up with me, grabbed me by the t-shirt, and I fell and he piled on top of me. The other took a rope out of his pocket to tie my hands, and I screamed. Some lady walked by, she sprayed pepper spray in their eyes, and I managed to get away. I ran straight home. No one was home, so I locked the door and sat in my room. After a couple of minutes, someone opened the door with a key. I was happy. Mum's here. I ran downstairs, but no one was there. I turned around and they were standing behind me. They grabbed me, tied my hands, and shoved me in the car. "We won't hurt you. Just sit still and then we'll let you go." "My family has no money, so you won't get a ransom." "We don't need any ransom. You have something that belongs to us." "What?" "You'll see later." After a while, I was brought to an unfamiliar building where I was met by my dentist. Here, I was shocked to see him. "Doc, what are you doing here?" "Hey, Cal, the last time we met, I gave you something, but now I have to take it back. It won't hurt, I promise." "You hid drugs in my teeth?" "Ha ha ha, clever. Well, almost. There's my diamonds in there." "Inside my teeth?" "Yeah, and I'll take it out gently, and it will be fine." "Wait, so that's your story about my gums not holding my teeth?" "Well, almost. You have milk teeth, and your gums are fine. It's just a lucky coincidence that you've lost a few all at once. So I decided to take advantage of the situation. What do you care? In 6 months, new ones will grow in." "What am I supposed to do in 6 months? What do I chew with?" "I'll give you dentures." "What? Be like a grandma? Are you kidding me?" Doc came up to me with a shot, apparently to put me asleep. I resisted as best as I could. While we were talking to him, I managed to get one arm free. And when he got close, I grabbed a scalpel off the shelf and scratched his cheek. And then I got up and ran towards the door. I opened it, but with those two strange men standing there, they were trying to grab me. Clutching the scalpel tightly in my hand, I opened the window while the three of them were running towards me. It was high, but there was a pool below. I just jumped down. It felt like slow motion. I caught my breath and plop. I landed right in the water. I was lucky with a soft landing. I swam out of the water and ran down the street. The neighborhood was foreign, so I just ran forward out of fear. After a moment, I was blocked. It was their car. "Leave me alone!" I shouted. "Cal?" A familiar voice came from behind me. It was my sister Deborah with her boyfriend Ted. "Hands off him!" she yelled. I could see that the doc was angry, and one of the security guards was slowly pulling a knife out of his pocket. Ted reacted quickly and fired a stun gun at them. And the other two, my sister had time to spray the vinegar she'd brought at home in their faces. We jumped in the car and went to the police station, where I told them everything. As much as I would like to, I had to remove my teeth, because this is physical evidence. But the mayor's office paid me for the services of another cool doctor to solve the problem with my teeth. In short, all these coincidences are just a coincidence. But it all started with my first tooth. Do you know what conclusion I made? Pull out your teeth only at the doctor, and go to hospitals only with adults. Do you remember your first tooth being pulled out? What was it like? Tell me, did you guys like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Don't forget to put likes, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.